Well, good morning. Hope everybody's doing fine today. Oh, heck. I gotta readjust that so I can see. Okay, so we're gonna start over here in a minute. So whoever's editing this is gonna be the restart here in a sec. Good morning. How's everybody doing today? So we've got to take care of housekeeping today. But first, today we've got 3 movies for you. We've got the 40-year-old Virgin, which came out in 2005. We've got the Blind Date, which came out in 1987, a little older. And we've got Zoom from 2006. We will start with the 40-year-old Virgin after we take care of little housekeeping. I need you to subscribe, whether you're on Rumble or YouTube or Frank's or whatever other platform you might find us on. I need you to subscribe so you can keep going and get the YouTube algorithm to work for us, not against us. Then go over to the website, georgelawfree.com, and click on the pictures of the movie, whatever blog, whatever post you want. Click on the pictures. It'll open up a new window to Amazon so you can buy the DVD. If you don't want the DVD, you can go to George Lawfree on Twitter or georgelawfree.com on Facebook and find the actual link to the movie. It may be buried in there, but it's there. You're definitely going to have to work for it. And I've been having problems with Premiere Pro crashing this last week. That last video I put out took me like 4 times to get Premiere Pro to actually work right. So we're going to figure that problem out. So let's get into the 40-year-old Virgin. This is actually a comedy. It's a romantic comedy. Steve Carell is playing the 40-year-old Virgin. He works for an electronics store as the electronics expert, and my alarm went off, in a store and trying to keep the secret that he's a virgin and never had intercourse, secret, which is funny in itself. Then eventually they start talking about how the guys do normal, talk about how they performed with women and what everything felt like and all that. And this is a movie that they put out. Whether or not YouTube likes it or not, it's immaterial. It's an actual movie they put out. Our 40-year-old Virgin is trying to figure out how to lose his virginity, so he goes after his friends find out at the store, playing poker, that he's an actual virgin because he couldn't come up with the good stories. He rides his bicycle to and from work and every place he goes, which makes the story just a little bit more funny in the long run when he crashes and all the other fun stuff that he gets to do with that bicycle. Getting home and they don't show him shopping or nothing like that. He's a guy that's got all kinds of action figures still in the box that he bought when he was a kid collecting. He's got video games in his house, basically what they envisioned in 2005 as an adult kid's place. So he works at an electronics store. They take him out to the bar and meeting girls and stuff like that. That didn't work. They got him drunk, a couple times. That's all funny, all good and well. It's just so eventually he meets a couple girls that are actually kind of serious about being with him, taking care of his little problem, including the store manager or owner or whatever. She wants to be friends with benefits, which is all fun. It turned out to be a pretty good movie. So He meets a girl at the bar talking about putting bicycles in the trunk, and she takes it as something else, which you'll have to go to watch the movie to figure out. If I explain it here, YouTube will probably take this video down. This is a comedy about sex, so YouTube gets really bad about that stuff. I'm not placing this for kids, but it's a rated R movie or PG movie. I can't remember what they rated it. I'll have to go look that up. Matter of fact, if you hang on a minute, I'll look it up right now. That'll give you time to subscribe and like and get back to there and tell me what you think so far. And this is not showing a rating system on this. Oh, it's rated R. Okay, so his poker buddies take him to the bars and get him drunk and all kinds of fun stuff. After they find out that he's a virgin, he gets one girl to take him home, and then it doesn't work out, and he ends up leaving because he gets scared or something. It doesn't work. Then he meets the same girl again in the bar and talks to her about what she thinks is dirty talk, and he's just talking, about, getting his transportation to her house so he can get home because he's riding a bicycle. He meets another girl from an eBay store that sells stuff on eBay and doesn't sell anything in the store, which is the one that he gets romantically involved in. Then they set like 20 dates or 15 dates, something like that, so they can get to know each other before going to the bedroom and taking his virginity, but she doesn't know it at the time. He takes the daughter of the girl he's interested in to the gynecologist or the sex ed doctors, and he plays with all the examples so people can learn what they're looking at. And then they get to a group, and he asks crazy questions, and the daughter figures out that he's a virgin. Yeah, it's just pure funny. It's really a good show. It's one of those things that you can watch over and over again. At the end, the girl at the eBay store, he gets married to her, and she relieves him of his virginity. It's just a real fun comedy. Now, let me get back to the other page so we can get over the stats of this thing. Okay, so they made this sucker at Universal Pictures, which is pretty good. It came out in 2005 in the United States. Was rated R. We talked about that. It was an hour and 16 minutes long. They spent $26 million making it, and at the box office they made $177.4 million. So they made a profit on this movie. It's actually pretty good. Lots of fun. Everybody had a good time. Looks like doing this movie. It turned out to be a pretty good movie. And the whole thing is he was selling, throughout the movie he was trying to sell his toys that he collected. Dolls, action figures in packages. And he was going to make over $100,000, which is probably why he attracted the girl, or the plausible way he could attract a girl to get married, because he sold all the stuff and did it. Yeah. Anyway, so that was a pretty funny movie. I'm going to give it a full 5-star rating. It's a movie that you should actually go watch over and over and over again, because it does deal with some complex issues and makes fun of them. So that's a pretty good movie there. So our next movie is another dating movie. I just couldn't resist because, romantic comedies are funny. This one here stars with Bruce Willis, and we're going to call it Blind Date. It came out in 1987. And Bruce Willis is a salesman of some sort in this movie, and they really don't talk about his job because it's not about his job. It's about him and this other had this woman and another guy that she used to date running around town tearing things up. So the way it starts is he's single, looking for a date to his business dinner, and he has trouble finding a date. So his buddy sets him up with the gorgeous lady that he ends up going with, and if you get her drunk, she goes wild. And they're referring to wild as, like the last movie, headed for the bedroom. But she goes wild and starts tearing things up, takes him to a house that runs away when they try to knock on the door, tears up the party, gets the boss's wife to divorce him and take almost all of his money. And then they go from his party after she destroyed it, pulling his pocket apart and tearing up everything and riding down the road. And then the ex-boyfriend follows him and chases him, and they end up running him through a pet shop, and then he ends up crashing into a paint store, which is all too funny. He gets thing, and then they go to another party where he gets to say his name over and over again, and he says he's Mambo King, a gynecologist, all kinds of funny things at this party. Juggling pates, tearing the place up, ripping jacket pockets out so they're flat, because that's what happened to him at the first party with the girl, with the date. Then the ex finds him there, and they go to fight, and they fall out a window onto the cake, into the party zone outside, off the balcony. Then they end up making it to a car, and Bruce Willis gets thrown into his car, where they found a gun from a previous attempt at hijacking that the police kind of inadvertently broke up. And then he gets him out in the street and starts getting him to dance the old Western style, shooting his feet. And he hates that stuff, so he starts shooting. The police showed up while he's shooting at the ex-boyfriend. So they all go to jail. The ex-boyfriend turns out to be a lawyer, and Daddy's the judge. So they make a deal, and the wife's cousin, which is the date, actually gets blackmailed into being the ex-boyfriend's wife, or at least going through the wedding motions. Then Bruce Willis doesn't give up, so he decides he wants to date her. So since she gets wild and crazy when she's drunk, he sends her a box full of chocolates stuffed with alcohol. So she eats all the chocolates before the wedding, get drunk, and he's up in a tree. And then when they say, is there anyone here that opposes this marriage, or whatever the vows are in the thing, Bruce Willis drops out of a tree and says, yo, I do. Then she sees him drunk and runs to him, and they meet and jump into a pool and kiss and hug. And it's all good, clean fun. And this one here, I believe it's a PG. I didn't write it down on this one, so you'll have to go figure it out for yourself. But yeah, this one is actually kind of funny. It's really good. They tear up a lot of things. She bails him out of jail, and then they work away through that, and there's all kinds of funny things. They have a dog that chases the butler. His car got destroyed throughout this thing. It's just really a real good movie that I would suggest you go watch, because it's a good date night movie. It's funny, comedy. It's not the kind that's going to get the girl to climb into your lap, but it doesn't matter. I don't know how much they spent on this sucker, but they made $38.3 million at the box office, and since there's no special effects, I imagine it was about 10 or 15 million. I know they made a profit with it. I just don't know how much by looking at this. So we're going to go on to our next movie as soon as I get rid of that one. And I hope you liked and subscribed to this, because, we're doing the best we can here, and I don't know if anybody likes movies or not until likes movies like I do until they subscribe and watch a whole lot more than I'm getting. Anyway, so we're gonna watch Zoom with Tim Allen, and it's come out in 2006. So this is another one of those superhero comic things that was made into a movie. Zoom is a guy that runs fast, kind of does a hopping thing and goes really quick, so he can run real quick. So that's why they called him Zoom. So they get a whole bunch of kids with special powers or supernatural powers. One's really strong. One can blow up like a balloon, a wheel. One could disappear, and one's got mind control powers that make things float and fly and all kinds of stuff. Okay, so this one was actually a pretty good movie. I liked it. It was PG-13. So they train a bunch of kids to fight a enemy that's coming back from the past, which would be Zoom's brother. They do a lot of fun things. Area 52 is where they take these things. They got a flying saucer in this movie. They did a lot of fun things. It's actually worth watching. And I say it come out. Sony Pictures released this sucker in 2006. They make outfits. The people get punished. They make nets to trap this guy. It's all kind of good fun. We're going to make a short video with this one today. Anyway, the link will be in the blog for all these videos, and it's kind of good, clean fun. And when the brother arrives, the new team works that they just trained together to capture the brother and close the vortex, with Zoom running around in circles causing a vortex to capture the brother into the net so they can bring him back to reality, because apparently he's been gone for 30 years, so he didn't age, so he's a lot younger than his brother at the time when they were basically the same age. This is a good, clean family movie, so I would say show it to your kids. You get it, show it to your kids. And they lost money on this one. It was, like I said, 2006. They spent $75.6 million making this thing because of all the special effects. At the box office, they only made $12.5 million, so they lost their shirt on this one. And you know during the movie, they kidnapped the guy Zoom because he figured that because he lost his brother, he didn't want to use his powers and stuff. So, you know, it's pretty good. It was a pretty good movie. Anyway, so everything seems to be about the same as it was last video. Hopefully everybody's doing good. We're just going to call this one good right about here. We should be able to get 20 minutes out of this video. For some reason today, I just not real chatty about this videos. I mean, they're all 4-star movies. It's just, you know, I just don't feel it right now to be talking about these movies this way. So we're going to call this the end, and maybe I can get Premiere Pro to stay up long enough to get this movie spit out. If not, we'll try another day. We got plenty of time to get this done. Anyway, so be safe, take care, don't do anything Joe Biden wants you to do, and be safe. We'll see you at the next one. Bye now.